So as a consultant, we had a long history of service provider background. We built the cellular network here in Wenatchee area up to the Canadian border, so rural service areas 2 and 3, which included 6 counties, Chelan, Douglas, Okanagan counties, and then Pend Oreille, Ferry County, and Stevens County in northeastern Washington. So had a long history of service provider for cellular. In 1999 we sold our interest in that company and started a competitive local exchange carrier company, which was basically a telephone company here in Wenatchee. And so we built that company, over the course of 9 years. Sold that, successfully sold that, exited that company, and started consulting, a consulting firm. But in the meantime, we had done a lot of work with Native American tribes. Have Native American background or blood in me, and as well as I grew up on the Colville Reservation up in Omak. So a lot of tribal friends, a lot of history there, and then through the networks we built previously, we had built cell towers on the reservations, as well as building fiber optic network through, up into the reservation. So we had a lot of experience dealing with those folks. And so as in a consulting firm, we made a concerted effort to come back home and work on small, mid-sized telephone companies, primarily in the Pacific Northwest, but not really limited to that. And that was about 3 years ago, and started working with the tribal telecommunications groups that they had put together. And there was a lot of effort on the tribe's part to become telephone companies and to understand how they would benefit from that. So they worked with us as consultants to come in and help them develop those. We got a lot of tribes that we helped and become telephone companies, and we saw a pattern where the tribal entity would create a telephone company. They'd provide services to their own constituents, but not really trying to expand on that. And one of the things that we noticed was that the tribes were not connected together in any way. So each tribe is a sovereign entity, and each of the tribes, if they connected together, they could trade amongst themselves. So in the late 1800s, there was trading routes between a lot of the tribes, especially in the Pacific Northwest, and they were able to trade services. As time went on, they became more isolated, and they didn't trade as much. They bought services off the reservation, bring them on, such as telecommunications, more recently internet services and those types of things. So there's a concept called nation to nation that the tribes subscribe to, which means I should buy from another tribal entity before I buy from a non-tribal entity. That's a lot easier to say than to do without the connections between one another. So, and the marketing and all the rest of that goes along with buying and selling of services. So our idea was to start Native Network out of our consulting firm, and to connect using our experience of building fiber optic networks and wireless networks in the past in primarily rural and underserved areas, which a majority of the tribes are in that type of situation. So we looked at rebuilding some of the networks that we had in the past, focus on the Northwest, connecting the tribes with fiber optic cable, getting close, building that last mile. Part of the issue is helping the tribes to find money in order to build those connections to meet with the existing networks out there. And once those are built, then they're able to buy and sell services to other tribes. So we created the TribeXchange, which is an online platform that is meant to advertise the services of one tribe to another, as well as give a place to sell their services on the open market for outsiders to come in and purchase services from the tribes.